Here we are, JB Technologies here once again. And this time, this is an iMac 27-inch late 2015 model. So you see the inside here and everything like that. Now, I had something where I had the 21-inch model of the iMac 2012. And you kind of like seeing on the inside where it had the hard drive at, where you would be able to replace the hard drive. And I also, talk about the difficulty of replacing a RAM on that particular model. This one is not really like that because you could actually replace the RAM on the back of the iMac 27-inch. There is actually a door that's at the back where you could open that. Once you pull off the thing there for the adapter or the plug, there is a button there that opens that door where you could access the RAM, and you could take out the RAM, put in some more RAM and all that type of stuff there. So it makes it a lot easier to upgrade the RAM on a 27-inch in comparison to the 21-inch models. Now here you have the desktop HDD 1 terabyte drive. You can take that out and replace it with another one of these behemoths, or if there is like a a thing where you could have the smaller model hard drives that you could put in, you could have one of those and see about getting something like a SSD like this onto it. Not like a 120 gig, of course not one of those, but like a 1 terabyte or something like that. But at least you see there where a lot of people want to replace the hard drive and replace the RAM. You be able to do that on an iMac 27-inch there. But you see like how large it is, because I'm like just moving the camera back here, and you see how far back I have to go there in reference to that. But you kind of like see what's going on with the the fan, and where like the processor and stuff like that is around here. But like I was saying, like the thing for the RAM, you would basically replace it by going to the back here, and I'm gonna kind of show that here in just a moment. Now, hopefully you're able to see this, but because I had to do a back zoom on this so that I'll be able to fit this thing here for the video. But with the iMac 27-inch, they have a thing there with the slot for the memory, and you get there by accessing where you have the plug at and stuff like that. And this is like a button here that you basically push or whatnot in order for it to open. So you could use the latch to kind of like push down on it, or if your finger's good enough, you should be able to push down on it, and this should be able to open. But it takes a little bit of, as they say, mustard or whatnot, man. I have to get something here in order to properly open this thing so that it could open. So there we go. That should do it. And you just open that door, and you kind of like see the memory here on this thing, right? So that being said, you have these latches here that you kind of like push outward, and you get to access the memory so that you'll be able to pull out the memory. Now with that, you have slot 1 and slot 3 is usually the slots where they have the default memory at. So you kind of like put that in there, and the add memory, you add them in slots 2 and 4. Okay. Now, with that being said, you'll be able to upgrade. I think it goes up to 32 as far as like this one, because it has 16 initially. So you should be able to upgrade to 32 because it's 2 8GB slots that are already there. And it gives you the opportunity to add 2 more 8GB memory slots on this thing. So that's how, you'll be able to upgrade the memory on the 27-inch. It makes it much more easier than the 21-inch, because with the 21-inch, everything is like on the board itself. So it makes it very difficult. So that's how you're able to upgrade the memory on this, and I kind of like showed you where you could upgrade the hard drive, but you might need like one of those, what I'd say, the 3.5, 2.5 I don't know what they call it, kind of like slots to be able to fit a 2.5. So you kind of like have that there with this. But that's what I got here. JB Technologies signing off.